Should lawmakers have experience or should they have just good intentions? In Federalist number 53, James Madison says if Congress is going to write laws for an entire nation, they'd better know what they're doing. Not someday, not eventually, but during their term. I'm Matt Haskell, and I'm a high school history and civics teacher, and we're taking this journey together through all 85 of the Federalist Papers. And we're going through them in order, and this is number 53, so welcome aboard. When we look back at number 52, Madison defended 2-year terms in the House of Representatives, and now he explains why that's necessary. And it's because a representative can't serve the people well if they're still learning how government works. So a single year wasn't enough, and they'd be replaced just as they became useful. So Madison's point in his core argument here is pretty simple. Representation requires more than election. It requires education, because every representative must learn how law is written, how foreign treaties work, how taxes are structured, how federal and state powers interact with each other, and how nations just operate. And it takes time, real time. And so Madison argues that annual elections, as was used in some states, create kind of a revolving door. You got new members who are constantly learning. No one's really gaining any kind of mastery. Mistakes are repeated. Foreign nations could take advantage of this inexperience. And then you have laws that are made by amateurs. So he's not insulting the people who are doing the work as representatives. He's actually trying to protect them. So Madison explains that the United States isn't just a local government that would be, scaled up. It is international. It's interstate. It's commercial. It's diplomatic. It's constitutional. And so a representative that's unfamiliar with these complexities is like a pilot who's just learning the controls mid-flight, as we like to say, building the plane while trying to fly it. Now, Madison raises a warning then. If Congress is full of inexperienced lawmakers, then foreign governments will exploit that inexperience. They'll, just with flattery, bribery, manipulation, false treaties. A nation that is ignorant of the way the world working is weak in that world. So many people think that liberty only needs, according to Madison, it only needs elections and voting and representation. But Madison says, let's pump the brakes. Liberty also needs a degree of wisdom, because a free country can still ruin itself if the people in charge don't understand the job. Now, Madison tries to strike a compromise in his argument that representatives must be close to the people, but not so inexperienced that they're useless. So 2-year terms gives them time to learn and time to serve, and then time to face the voters again when it's time for re-election. There's enough continuity then to become skilled and enough accountability to stay honest. So we get to Madison's chain of logic, his chain of reasoning here. His first thing that we can point out is that representatives must understand national and foreign affairs. Secondly, that knowledge takes time to develop. Now, 1-year terms then replace representatives just as soon as they become effective. So inexperience then invites corruption and foreign manipulation. A 2-year term then protects liberty by balancing the learning, the education, and also accountability. So number 53 and 5 easy steps. So Madison's tone in this essay is one that shows him probably at his most practical, because he's not romantic about democracy, because he knows that voters make mistakes, that legislators learn slowly, and that nations act deceptively. But instead of despairing, he actually builds a system that accounts for realities instead of denying realities. Now, Madison offers a quiet warning as part of the moral dimension of this particular essay, and that is a republic is only as strong as the people chosen to govern it, and elections alone won't save us, especially if we keep electing people who never learned the job. So democracy, therefore, demands skill, not just sentiment. And every time that we debate things like term limits and congressional turnover and outsiders versus experience and whether government is too complicated, we're actually replaying the arguments from Federalist 53, because Madison's answer is still wise. Don't mistrust experience. Mistrust power without accountability. That's what you should do. Mistrust the power without accountability. Now, our takeaways here are: 1, representation requires more than just being elected. 2, lawmaking is a learned skill, and that takes time. And 3, 2-year terms balance responsiveness and competence. Now, Federalist 53 teaches a truth that still kind of stings from Madison's time. Government can fail through tyranny, but it can also fail through ignorance. Now, Madison reminds us that freedom depends not just on the right to choose leaders, but on choosing leaders who know what they're doing. The Constitution expects us not just to vote, but to vote wisely. Hey, I'm Matt Hasquin, and this is another of those things you should know just by being alive. In this episode, if this one helped you see why experience matters in a republic, maybe take some time to share this with a friend, or hang around and follow me. But please come back the next time when I throw out Federalist number 54. And this is where Madison comes back and he tackles one of the most controversial issues of the entire Constitution. Probably the biggest, one of the most disgusting things about the Constitution, and that's the 3/5 compromise. All right. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.